When I saw this post. I didn't really think much about it. I immediately thought two things. The guy on the right is shorter and he's gay. Kind of fit, but average. Gets shredded. And then the question is asked. Women, do you think he's attractive more before or after? And men, how do you feel? The post has nearly 70 million views, and it's lit up a massive debate. The topic, or the question is, why are women lying about this? Like, what's the actual cause? Men are shocked to find that most women do not like the chiseled cut man.
This is utterly meaningless. It's on the Nazi app. Like, even that number at the start, the 70 million people have seen this. I was like, okay, that number means absolutely nothing. What, 70 million bots looked at this post? Were the majority of people who were voting, where it was like, this is a question for the ladies, were they women? Well, I mean, we'll never truly know. I don't think anything about this is scientific.
So here's the image. I have no idea who this guy is, but he's famous now. On the left, he looks fit, but average. He looks like he's not fat. He's got a probably average body fat. He doesn't look obese or anything. On the right, he looks like he cut his body fat percentage way down to the single digit.
I just find it so funny that someone who spends so much of his day talking about how scared he is of the gay and gays taking over is like, and by the way, on my next statement, I'm going to be explaining it to the ladies. I got to mansplain to you ladies, okay, what exactly makes a man hot and what makes a man physically attractive right now. Because you ladies have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
And so he looks cut. However, when polled, William Costello said, in the first reply to this poll, there is a picture of Ali Mers before and after a 12-week gym transformation. Who's Ali Mers? I don't know who that is. Is he famous? Oh, he's a singer-songwriter. Okay. Do you think he looks better before or after, and are you male or female? 24% were male who said he looked better before.
What's also said about this could actually do a bit of a service in talking about something that is often not talked about, which is male body dysmorphia, right? The idea of actually seeing yourself as something that you haven't achieved or attained the goal of. Like the expectations put upon men, especially within the manosphere, and the idea that in order for men to be attractive to women, there's but one body type that women like, and that happens to be the alpha. You know, incredibly chiseled, incredibly defined, very, very fit. And I've tried to explain to people multiple times, because I'm assuming some people like Tim don't consider women to be worthy friends, or don't have a lot of women who are friends in their lives, or anything of that effect, is that there's not really a one-size-fits-all kind of answer to this question. There's a lot of women who are attracted to men for a variety of reasons, not simply because they have the perfect alpha style of bodies, right? I often point towards the obsession with K-pop and K-pop artists, and how there is a very large amount of women who are very, very attracted to K-pop artists, and K-pop artists oftentimes do not fit within the rigid boundaries that we set up for gendered norms and expectations. A lot of them wear makeup, for example, or nail polish, or dress in clothing that would not be considered to be masculine, stuff of that nature, but that doesn't seem to be having the net effect that they're hoping it will, which is that if you do not act and present yourself as an alpha male and a very rigid man and a strong man's man, basically a lumberjack. Yeah, that's the ideal body type, right? You have to make it look as if you've been working for years, generations even, chopping wood. And if you got that body, that physique, well, then women will be naturally attracted to you, because again, the pheromones that you excrete from your body while chopping the wood will make you irresistible to women. This is just science.
43% were male who said he looked better after. 27% were female who said he looked better before, to only 7% female saying after. That is, substantially more women thinks he looks better before he got cut working 12 weeks in the gym. And to most men, their answer is women are lying.
Yeah. I'll take it one step further. They're distracted, all right? They want to be shopping. And what they're looking at here is this going to be someone who can provide me with an adequate credit card to be able to do all the shopping I want? Or is this man going to do it? This man, he looks a little bit more like he's going to provide for me. So that's what I'm putting on. They're lying? What the fuck? We should turn to women for their opinion on this topic. Get the opinion. Oh, shit. They're lying. Yeah. Dizzy.
They might be. This is an interesting debate. What is this phenomenon? Do women actually...
None of this makes any sense. First off, we have no idea if these people are actually female. There's no way of actually verifying that, right? So this is a random poll on a website predominantly dominated by Nazis right now, and this is a poll results that came in. But if it's true, we grant this all the grace we can and say in good faith, yes, this is 100% a scientifically demonstratable, accurate representation of what women are more attracted to, and it seems like more women are far more attracted to this body type than this body type. Well, then... where do we go from there? Would you be interested to know why? Do you want to learn more about that? Do you want to look up data or maybe studies that show what specific physique women are attracted to and why they would be attracted to that? What aspects of the person on the left physique is more appealing? Anything like that?
Prefer the average looking guy to the cut guy, or is it men who do? In fact, there's a really great post in response to this from @mlily88, a small user on X, who responded, "We're not lying. Men cater to the..."
This just proves guys are doing it for the other guys. Could be.
"Male gaze more often than they realize." And she shows this blog post, which is absolutely hilarious and probably correct. Let me start by saying, it's about Hugh. When I saw this post, I didn't really think much about it. I immediately thought two things. The guy on the right is shorter and he's gay.
I got no notes. What do I even add to this? I feel like this has got to be one of those perspective tests. Do you ever see those where it's kind of like basically they're like mind tricks where they put like a ball next to a line and then they put another line beside it and it appears to the visual that that line has to be shorter. Yeah, that one's shorter. It's like they're actually mathematically the exact same height, both lines, but the ball itself in this case is distracting you, I believe.
I'm not dragging him. I'm not trying to insult him. He looks shorter because of the way the photos were taken. By about an inch or so. I don't know. He does look a little shorter. But he also does look gay. And I'm not trying to drag gay people. But he looks gay. The first thing
But I know you think gay equals bad, so that's why you'd be saying over and over. By the way, I don't mean this as an insult, all right? This is not gay pejorative, even though I'm saying, pretty damn gay. Yeah. But what, gay equals fit? Gay equals healthy? Is that it? Or gay equals someone who clearly cares a lot about their looks, that is going to spend the extra time to be in the gym? Is it that one? But this looks like a straight dude, all right? This is the kind of body straight dudes have, even when they go to the gym. This is the max. This is straight dude maxing right here. It's a straight dude maxing as you can get. And then if you happen to be gay, yeah, you got to put in that extra time. I mean, there's a lot more competition.
thought was like, I think he's gay. I don't know. He looks like a gay guy. And a lot of people responded to that saying, to be fair, it's not hypermasculine. Typically, what makes a guy a masculine guy is that he doesn't care. He's confident. He does what he wants, but he is in shape. So if you're morbidly obese and lazy, you're going to be less attractive. But if you're...
This is the same human being. I don't get this. It's literally the same person. There's no change in terms of them being two different people.
Or like average and strong, that's a good thing. Now, I want to read this post. There's a couple posts I want to read about this. So this Hugh Jackman one's really funny. You've got muscle and fitness. Hugh Jackman shredded with he's got his claws out as Wolverine. And then good housekeeping is he's wearing like a V-neck sweater with a smile on his face. They wrote, I think the best imagery I've seen to explain the difference between what men think male objectification is versus what women actually want is to see the Hugh Jackman magazine covers. Hugh Jackman on a men's magazine, he's shirtless and buff and angry. He's imposing and aggressive. This is a male power fantasy. It's what men want to be and aspire to, intense masculinity. Hugh Jackman on a woman's magazine, he looks like a dad. He looks like he's going to bake me a quiche and sit and watch Game of Thrones with me. He looks like he gives really good hugs. Men think women want big, hulking, naked men in loincloths, which is why they always quote He-Man as male objectification, without realizing that He-Man is naked and buff in a loincloth because men want him to be. More women would be happy to see him in a pink apron cutting vegetables and singing off-key to 70s rock. Men want objects, women want people. Now, I will say mostly correct, but I object. Before I tell you why that's wrong and only partially correct, and many of you may already know why, so comments, because maybe we'll end up agreeing with each other. Jeffrey Miller, he'd be the expert. He's an evolutionary psychologist, psych professor, wrote The Mating Mind. He says, the guy on the left, okay, so Ali Mears, before getting cut, he could survive a famine, an infection, or a long hunting trip or war raid without food. The cut guy on the right is very vulnerable to resource shortages. Women evolved to understand which...
Wait, ladies, are you putting that much thought into it? Well, I got to be honest. I do enjoy the swole, but in this case, I don't think he'd be really good for resource management. You know, when the apocalypse hits, and one of the two people is going to be able to go the distance, so we can get to a different, I don't know, Costco or something, and find more calories. So ultimately, the person on the right will not be able to protect me and our offspring as much as the one on the left. Yeah, he'll be able to last longer. All right.
Male body types survive better. We got Sour Patch Lids saying, why would women...
By the way, to my fellow dudes, I just want to say that, like, I think that there is actually a lot of stuff that happens in terms of men and their, like, objectification and a lot of complications there that men are unable to discuss or unpack properly because of people like this, right? Like, if someone is sitting there and it's just like, hey, by the way, do you ever look at yourself in the mirror and you don't like what looks back? Are you unhappy with your current physique? Well, that's gay. It's gay to... Are you looking at your own body? That's gay. Yeah, it's gay to look at a man's body, so you're being gay. It's pretty fucking gay. Don't be gay. Gay's bad, so don't gay. Okay, fuck, I don't want to gay, but I do want to go to the gym. Yeah, go to the gym, get swole. You gotta get swole because that's how you get women, and you don't want to be gay, so there you go. When it's like, yeah, there's probably some very interesting aspects of this where the idea of hypermasculinity is usually associated with a certain physique that, you know, is being promoted consistently by people like Andrew Tate. It's like, hey, do you want to escape the Matrix? Do you want to leave all the shit? Do you want to be able to dominate women and crush the pussy? You're going to have to be also to be able to hit the gym, and you're going to be able to, you have to fight. You got to be a fighter. You got to, good resource management will be key as well, you know, because women are able to detect that. They can definitely tell whether or not you are actually hosting or serving calories.
Lie about this. Like, why would you assume that? Maybe fix your own view of women. Women have nothing to prove here. It's entirely anonymous. No one's going to lie, genius. But let's break this down. I did seek out data on this one.
Oh.
Women are drawn to men with muscles. Surprise, surprise. So the article from 2007, nearly 20 years ago.
I think that might fall under, you were looking for a confirmation bias and you found it more than you did research, Tim. Two different things, but...
Muscular young men are more likely to have more sex partners than their less...
So ultimately, what he wants to prove here is that the women lied. That's the crux of this. Not to get any deeper into any of this, any deeper into why maybe the idea of just kind of like this, women are exclusively attracted to like the steroid physique would be like grossly incorrect, but more just like, well, at the end of the day, this proves that women lie. Because I know women, and according to the study from 2007, they're drawn to muscles. The guy on the right had muscles, and so that's it. The women were lying.
Chiseled peers. Researchers at UCLA said on Monday. Their study, published in the Journal of Completely Obvious Things that literally everybody knows and no one needs to study about. I'm kidding. It should be called that, though. Their study published in the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin suggests muscles in men are akin to the elaborate tail feathers in male peacocks. They attract females looking for a virile mate. Women are predisposed to prefer muscularity in men. Most research is focused on what men find physically attractive in women and the career traits women find attractive in men. Much less research is devoted to what women find attractive. No one, literally no one needed that study. Everyone knows, okay? Like, there's a reason why movies sell well when dudes are ripped. Now, you don't need to be Arnold at his peak, big bodybuilder, but fit. It's why Hugh Jackman bulked up and got cut for the X-Men movies. It's why they wanted him too. Men want to be him.
Men should take a note from furries and dress up like peacocks. See, you can skip the whole process. You don't need to spend hours at the gym. You know, you don't need to crunch. You don't need to grind. All you got to do is buy a nice, very expensive peacock costume and then just walk around in that. That's the literal peacocking. Like, you don't get any more peacocking than that.
Women want to be with him. That's how it goes. Now, hold on there a minute. How do we then get this phenomenon of women prefer the guy on the left, not the guy on the right? Because women want different things.
Oh.
Take a look at this. here's the point to be made that I think will piss off every feminist. Certainly, women want the good housekeeping dad. He's going to bake me a quiche and watch Game of Thrones. Is he? Well, the guy on the left whose claws out is going to murder a bear. The bear is going to be walking around minding its own business, but too close to the kids. And Wolverine's going to go pull out the claws and just take them out. Not that women are attracted to large metal adamantium claws, but you get my point. My point.
I really don't. Sorry. Are you saying that they're lying and that the women are actually more attracted to this representation of men and mostly because they could fight the bear? That wasn't the whole point of the bear thing, by the way. It's that the man is effectively going to be scarier than the bear because of how fucked up men treat women.
While women may say they prefer the dad in the sweater who's going to bake a quiche, yeah, there's two different realities. Who a woman wants to marry and who a woman wants to sleep with.
Fuck, marry,
so
kill.
let's just be real. Many people are replying in the comments. Yeah, women may prefer Ali on the left before he got cut, but who is she taking home from the bar?
He's about to say the gayest thing ever, and I was right. Look, I'm definitely not trying to speak for women here, but I'm going to POV myself right now and tell you, yeah, sure, fine. This one looks nicer, and you might want to bring this guy home and introduce him to the parents. But let's be real, women. This is who you want to fuck, all right? This right here is pure fuck sauce. But on the left, that's who you bring home to mommy. So yeah, that's what happened here. I know for a fact.
And I think it's fair to say Ali on the right. Probably. I mean, like I said, he does look a little shorter, and he does. A lot of people are commenting it makes him look gay. Like, I don't know why.
I think that's just you, Tim. I mean, goddamn. I never got any of these vibes from any of this, from the start to the finish. Even at the beginning, I'm like, a random anonymous internet poll is indicative of absolutely nothing. It's virtually worthless in the scheme of things. But sure, if you want to believe that these are real respondents actually answering, these are how the men responded, and these are how the women responded, and then ultimately the women who responded were lying. Well, how does this benefit anybody then? Like, in the best case scenario, Tim wants to tell you that this is just because women are lying to themselves, not like being truthful and realizing that they're like sexually attracted to the man on the right. And then because they want the wholesome person after sex for the cuddling, that's when you would turn to the person on the left. I'm sorry, it's just science.
I don't know what to tell you, but he does it. Like, I think it might be the shorts he's wearing and the pose does not, like the shorts on the left, the Nike regular gym shorts, normal thing that guys wear, and I think it's a social thing. Like, I'm not saying like there's something physically about him.
Oh, the shorts as well play a role. Yeah, it could be. This seems more casual, right? This seems a little aggressive. But which of the two would be able to kill the bear is more important.
Like, everything's social about him. Here's the reality. I'd be willing to bet that if you're in for a one-night stand.
I was just curious where the mouse cursor was. It's getting pretty close there. Interesting. All right.
Night stand. Ali on the right, he's going to hook up. But is that really what women want in the long term? You see the point? What is the question being asked of men and women? For men, it's quite simple. Which one looks better? But for women, they're thinking about long term in ways that guys do not think about. Men and women are different, my friends. And
the reason would probably be more that the Republicans and the right in America are actively targeting women and their ability to have health care and reproductive freedom. And that is probably galvanizing a lot more people. I like, just speaking for myself, I'm not a woman, so I can't actually speak for all women in this segment. But I got to say that if there was something similar happening where it's like, hey, by the way, all men are going to now be restricted in your ability to ever masturbate again. You can't masturbate because doing so effectively is causing a genocide because of all the potential fertilization sperms that you've destroyed in the process of your own self-fulfilling pleasures. So men are now going to have legislation put against them that if you masturbate just once, you'll be put in jail for X amount of time. If you do it twice, and it'll be a 3 spanks rule, right? If you jerk off 3 times in a row, then you could be in jail for life. Then yeah, there'd probably be a lot more men effectively opposing the political party trying to do that to them. That they'd probably be like, oh yeah, those people suck. They're trying to literally put me in jail for simply doing something that comes quite naturally.
Don't let this happen to you. Go to serfscoffee.com to order the only end-to-end owned indigenous coffee company that delivers blood-free, conflict-free, and cruelty-free beans right to your door. 0% of people who drink serfscoffee.com have exploded spontaneously. By ordering right now, you get 10% off plus free shipping, and it's the best way to enjoy delicious coffee while not exploding. That's serfscoffee.com, serfscoffee.com.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This video wouldn't be at all possible without the financial support of all the people whose names you see on the screen right now. And if you want to unlock secret bonus episodes, content that we can't post anywhere else, or get the videos early before anyone else gets to see them, please go on to patreon.com/theserfs. For as little as $1, you can help support this channel and help make more videos like this possible. Our executive producers are Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Garrett Sandoval, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Richard Boehm, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Tigwick, Trav, and Words Greenwood. And also, it wouldn't be possible without all the names you see on the screen right now. Again, if you want to help produce this content, it's only made possible through the funding of our patrons. Head on down to patreon.com/theserfs. That's patreon.com/theserfs.